Hi, welcome to this tutorial on converting between Celsius and Kelvin temperatures. What are the Celsius and Kelvin temperature scales? Well, they're the ones that are most commonly used in science, and of course Celsius is used in most of the world. Here in the U.S., we typically use the Fahrenheit scale. However, we're not going to talk about that one at all today. We're going to assume that since you're in science, you're accustomed to working in Celsius. However, when we perform any calculation with the gas laws and we are working with the temperature of a gas, that temperature has to be in Kelvin because changes in volume and pressure are directly proportional to degrees Kelvin, but not to degrees Celsius, which means if you use a Celsius temperature in a gas law problem calculation, you're going to get the wrong answer. So, how are the Celsius and Kelvin temperature scales related? I'm glad you asked. In Celsius, water freezes at 0. You know this. And water vaporizes at 100 degrees Celsius. That's the part of the scale that we're accustomed to working with. However, way down here at the bottom, we have this temperature, and you may have heard of absolute zero. Absolute zero is negative 273.15 degrees Celsius. And that's the temperature at which all molecular motion stops. You remember, kinetic molecular theory of motion states that all matter is made up of small particles that are moving rapidly, and the warmer they are, the higher their temperature, the more rapidly they're moving. Well, the Kelvin scale makes this easy by making 0 Kelvin absolute zero, which means that on the Kelvin scale, water freezes at 273.15 degrees, and water vaporizes or boils at 373.15 degrees. There's no upper limit to these scales. That's just sort of an open-ended affair. Well, then how do you convert from a Celsius temperature to a Kelvin temperature and back again? Easy. It's simple addition and subtraction. To take any temperature in Celsius to Kelvin, we simply add 273 degrees. So, 10 degrees Celsius plus 273 gives us 283 degrees Kelvin. Note that we don't typically use the little degree sign with Kelvin, we just use a K. So, 10 Celsius is 283 Kelvin. Okay, that was really easy. Is it really that simple? It's really that simple. What if we're given a temperature in Kelvin and we need to convert back to Celsius? 302 Kelvin is what in Celsius? How do we get there? All we do is the exact opposite of what we did to go from Celsius to Kelvin. We subtract 273. When we subtract 273 from 302, we get 29 degrees Celsius. It's actually that easy. Now, a quick note. You'll notice that I'm using 273 as my addition or subtraction factor, when in fact, to be completely accurate, 0 Kelvin is negative 273.15 degrees Celsius. But most sources, including most high school chemistry textbooks, go ahead and fudge that and just use 273. So, unless your teacher tells you otherwise, you're probably safe to do the same. That's it. Happy converting!